What's up, YouTube? I'm gonna give you guys a quick tour before the Amish guys get here today. We got the tiny fins pool poured at training. You guys might have seen that in last week's video. We really kicked butt last week. I had guys eco finishing chill zone, so that's basically done. I've got to plumb the equipment this week, and they're gonna base-crete the catch basin to make it match the stucco on the rest of the project. But yeah, so here we actually dug this thing 8 days ago. On Monday they started digging it. They finished digging it on Wednesday afternoon, or Tuesday afternoon, I guess. And we formed up the slabs and got them poured on Friday during training, which was a pretty cool thing. So yesterday, me and one Amish guy and two of the other guys that work with us, Battle and Keith, we busted our tails and got every bit of the walls stacked for both of these pools. So we've got, and it would have been faster, but we had to have Own Engineering come over and watch us epoxy in all of our rebar dowels. And so that obviously was just a little more tedious to basically do it, get it all cleaned out, then wait for them to show up and watch us do it. They take pictures, they take documentation. They also picked up their brake cylinders. I'm gonna try to go over to their facility and show you the 7-day brake. And here in a couple weeks, we'll show you the 28-day brake when they get ready for that, and just kind of show you the difference in how concrete curing process and everything works. That said, today, because normally we parge ICF that's getting Renolit, but I'm afraid any parge coat we do will get beat up pretty bad. This, like I said, these pools are gonna sit just like this after they're poured and backfilled. They're gonna sit like this for probably 6 months while they build a building around us. So if you know subs like I do, they're gonna beat the crap out of my ICF. So instead of a parge coat, I actually think this is gonna be better for a lot of you guys that are DIYers, because the trowel talent of parging is a lot harder. We're using 1/2-inch permabase. We're gonna set it vertical, so we have nice even vertical seams that can be filled in. So we're gonna be doing that today before the pour. I'm gonna show you a really cool top of wall detail for Renolit that we are going to implement here. So basically, when we get this done, it's ready to go. Like, we're ready to pour a coping and everything. So today we're gonna do that. We're gonna put the permabase on, and we're gonna build all the benches. Because these are training pools for little kids, there's a lot of bespoke benches. They're not even gonna look or make a lot of sense to a lot of you, because they're really at 9 inches of water depth down both sides. And those are kind of more resting spots for, kids to swim over and just put their arms up on, or they'll set them up on the benches during instruction time. But it's real shallow water benches, and then the stairs leading in. Everything was really just designed out by the owner. This one here, the shallower, smaller children pool, has smaller treads and an extra stair. This one has more normal size stairs. But anyway, guys, as soon as the boys get here, we're gonna get busy. What's up, guys? So listen, we've had such a hectic few days that I actually didn't get a lot of video. I've had Amish guys here, so I didn't run my time lapses, but you can see we're basically ready. There's a couple things you're gonna see that aren't typical to our pools. Is we've got permabase on all of our ICF forms before we even poured. That's for a top of wall detail that I am doing, that I think is gonna make this particular pool and the purpose of this pool. It's gonna check a lot of boxes, but also it's just so much work done now that we don't have to do after the fact. But normally when we do a Renolit membrane, we do a parge coat, some kind of stucco or just a masonry coat. None of us are really keen to do that. It's not a fun process. It's kind of time consuming. Permabase actually ends up being a little cheaper with my guys, and it's perfectly flat. It's ready to go. Because all we have to do is basically do a little body work to the seams before we put the Renolit on there. But the reason I'm doing that, and this is actually kind of a trial run, but I know it's gonna work. I'm pretty excited about it. I've got this little piece of masonite in here. And what that's gonna do is, it's like a micro brick ledge, if you will. When my concrete pours up here, I've got this cut off so I can put my coping up here. I'm gonna vibrate the living daylights out of this. I'm gonna oil this up so it comes out real nice. And this is gonna leave us a 1/8 inch by 2 1/8 inch space. We have a blue welding strip for the Renolit. I'm actually embedding it into the concrete. What that's going to do is make it super flat. It's a very, very specific aesthetic I'm going for. I don't want to see that blue strip kind of pooching out. It's not a big deal. No one ever says anything about it, but this is going to be our detail for rental it going forward, just because I really like to have everything as slick as possible. Assuming this works, Masonite's really annoying to work with. It's very flimsy and crappy and can't get wet. So what we'll do is we'll start making some of our HDO forms, and we'll start attaching a little 1/8 inch by 2 1/8 inch piece that's permanently glued on here, so you guys can just use them over and over again. So I'll show you guys that at the end of the video after this pour goes awesome. Mud's gonna be here in about an hour. Like I said, you can see we've got all of our returns and our lights in over here. Our stairs, we went ahead and did them out of CMU. It's just an easier, more robust process. But if you come over here, Jonathan, I'll walk up here. And what you can see we did is we actually took some of our geotechnical blocks and our hot knife and we cut. Okay, so these stairs, this is sort of our typical detail, but we want to pour them same time as we pour the wall. And if I wanted to put gravel in here, it'd be pushing on a hollow wall. So what I did was I sliced like a loaf of bread. I took our big geotechnical block and sliced, 5.5 inches and then 4.5 inches off and just made them fit. But I've left a hole right there on the side of our melamine form. So I will vibrate that and I'll just have a nice concrete face on the concrete and block face that's flush out here. We used all of our fab-form bracing as usual. That way our walls are going to be string lined straight, and the T brackets we've used to end cap these benches. I'll just kind of put it up over the wall here and show you the big pool. Boys still got a lot of cleanup to do in here. Another thing, guys, we're in about 11 days since they broke ground, and here we are pouring both pools today, basically ready for rental it. We still got to backfill and plumb, but we've moved so fast on this project, they're making us take a week off. After tomorrow, we'll be out of here while they finish the foundations and get some of this stuff done, and we'll be back a week from Monday to do the backfill and plumb it, and that'll just take 2 or 3 days, and we will be out of here for about 6 months while they build the building. And then we will come back in here and knock out the rental it. I'll show you how I'm going to put air on everything kind of permanently, so if anybody damages any of my pipes in this equipment room, there will be a audible warning that happened, as well as I'll keep a gauge on it so I can check it every week or so to make sure we don't get abused too bad. And the other thing we'll do is put we're gonna screw some plywood over our main drain so nobody runs a scissor lift into them or anything. And we're about ready, guys. I'll shoot some video as we're pouring as much as I can. Like I said, I got 2 of my best Amish dudes are here, so I can only shoot so much when they're on the pump. But it's gonna be good. These pools are gonna be really awesome for what they're gonna be used for. All right, guys, this is a case of what a difference a day makes. Look how clean our job site looks. I'm gonna give you guys a quick walk around tour. The only thing I have left on the job site's that Bobcat right there, and it will be gone tomorrow. We hauled off 2 dump trailer loads of stuff, and then we hired hauled off 2 trailer loads of stuff back to our shop. So we got everything back to the boneyard. We had a bunch of rain right after the pour, which was perfect timing. So you can see the flood retention pond is doing its job. We went ahead and put paint all over our gravel because, as the video or as the thumbnail might have suggested, we've been unceremoniously kicked off the job for a week. It wasn't actually a bad thing. We are just making progress at a faster rate than maybe they were expecting. Maybe not, but they need to put a footing in here. It's gonna step down right there, come across, and then pour that stem wall before I come in to do my flowable fill. And so they just asked me to take a week off and come back a week after, which is actually gonna work out really perfect. So we're gonna be back over at the Singleton job, getting it ready for eco finish. And I will be plumbing the chill zone pool. So a lot of things that need to happen will be able to happen easier because we have a week. Of course, I acted like I was really disappointed that we couldn't keep making progress, but you can see that these pools are effectively ready for rental it. I mean, right now. if we had the cap poured on. I do want to show you up close this wall detail that I have been wanting to try and did. So a lot of people wonder how the Renolite terminates at the top. And we've seen guys, you can put a liner bead on it and just hang it in a liner track, just like a regular, like, you know, single ply 20 mil, 27 mil vinyl liner. But the 87 or the 80 mil, when it goes in, it tends to like kind of bulge out because it doesn't want to make a hard 90 because it's so thick. So they make a strip you can weld to. This is an aluminum strip, but it's coated in this blue weldable PVC. And typically, we'll just put it on top of the wall and weld to it, which is what I like to do. There's guys that, you know, don't want a little caulk line, even though I think it looks very professional and nice, but they will put it up on top and then you get that bulge again, which I don't like. So what we did here, guys, is that little piece of masonite gave me a ledge that will flush this. When we glue it on, and then you use these rivets, and that's going to flush this with the wall. And what that's going to do is you will not see a bulge because of this metal. They've got these bang-in rivets that you got to smash pretty flat or you can feel them. But yeah, we will glue these right on here. We'll pour coping. You know, we're going to pour coping, and then this will get attached right before we weld. But because we did that little detail right here, and we formed it after the permabase was on, and because we did that, everything is basically flush and out to the face. And look at that detail. Just as clean as can be and ready to receive the weld strip, which is my preferred method. I think that weld, basically, you just hang the Renolite within just an 1/8 or even a 1/16 of the coping, the overhang. That's a good termination point. And then you come back in and you tape that off and you do a nice professional caulk line, and it looks great. So these pools are done. We'll come back in a week. We'll do our flowable fill, and then I will run all the plumbing for this pool down that ditch and all the plumbing for that pool down the ditch in the back there, and get everything run over there, coming out of the ground where we want it. And then I'm going to put manifolds on everything and put air pressure on every pipe and plan on leaving it, because if there's any damage done in the few months while they're building the building, I would like to know that immediately by being able to come by here and check gauges about once a week. This is only about a mile from my warehouse, so I'll be able to keep an eye on it. But yeah, guys, this was man, my guys are hitting on all cylinders right now. We got these pools. Keep in mind, we broke ground 10 days ago, 10 work days, 12 days ago, a week ago Monday, and this is Friday of the following week. So we've had 10 working days, and we are effectively, we've always told people that vinyl liner pools are about 10 work days after they're dug out. So right now we're on 7 work days, maybe 8, 7.5, 8 work days since we started. And a day for plumbing and backfill on a normal pool and a day to drop a liner, we'd be at 9 or 10 days. And, you know, kind of proving a point. Renolite will obviously take on pools this size with these many benches and shapes. I mean, each pool will take 3 to 4 days, so it's probably a solid week or more. But that's, like I said, 6 months down the road, and we'll be the very last ones in probably. They'll be probably painting the walls, and we'll be in here doing Renolite. And then they'll open up almost right after we get water in these things. So obviously the plumbers have been busy too, which kind of cut off almost all access for us on backfill. I think I'll be able to drive over that wall and squeeze in here to get the this part backfilled. This lot is so stinking tight, guys. It's that is the one challenge. Great customers, great contractors, but you can't really help the job site. It is tiny. So we are really juggling and falling all over the other subs, but we're gone for a week. I'll have the Singleton pool for you guys next week.